Lee Priest sported arguably some of the best biceps in the league during his prime. His long-lasting tenure saw him face a number of Mr. Olympia champions on stage, like 8-time winner Ronnie Coleman, 4-time champ Jay Cutler, and Dexter Jackson. While he was never able to win a prestigious Olympia title, Lee Priest competed at the show several times and gave elite talent a run for their money. Jay Cutler is very clear about the fact that Lee Priest had a major influence on his bodybuilding career. He continued to discuss how Priest could look the way he did at 260 pounds. He kept incredible conditioning for the weight that he carried around and was shredded on stage. Jay Cutler said, 260 pounds but he wasn't fat. You know he's shorter but he was unbelievable. I remember Ed Raven saying, you gotta see this kid. I think gosh this guy is a year older than me, how is this possible?
And here's Lee Priest, 5'4", but he weighs 205 pounds of solid muscle.
Jay Cutler built a resume that has him up there with the best bodybuilders of all time. He has seen it all in the sport, but there is one physique that stood out from the pack. The true mass monster during his time was Ronnie Coleman, and yet he was able to achieve to win the Olympia 4 times. He displayed great symmetry and conditioning on stage to top plenty of competition. When Cutler gives credit to a young up-and-comer, they must have something special. Just right around this time, Jay Cutler got beaten by Branch Warren as young athlete.
Was at a local gym trying to beef up for high school football when national-level heavyweight Mark Hanlon spotted his potential. State like Paul Quadzilla DeMeo and professional Mike Matarazzo, Jay was already a solid 185 pounds 2.5 years ago. One competitor with the size, shape, and cuts the judges were looking for.
Bodybuilding veteran Branch Warren is still attacking training sessions with the same vigor he showed throughout his tenure as an IFBB pro. Branch Warren made a name for himself in the open class during the mid-2000s. His work ethic guided him to success on some of the sport's most notable stages. During his career, Branch competed at Olympia a number of times. While he came close to winning an Olympia title in 2009, he was unable to defeat Jay Cutler, who earned the nickname Comeback Kid for winning back the crown he lost to Dexter Jackson 1 year prior. The result was difficult for Branch to accept considering he defeated Jackson, who at the time, was the reigning champion. Years later, Warren reinstated himself as one of the best in the world after winning the Arnold Classic titles in 2011 and 2012.
The repeat winner, 2011-2012 Arnold Schwarzenegger Classic, Branch Warren.
He has the work ethic and the mindset needed to compete at a high level but has yet to express any interest in returning to a bodybuilding contest. Olympia President Jake Wood revealed that talks are ongoing regarding where the event could take place as well as a firm date. If Branch Warren ever decided to return to a competition, he would be an ideal competitor for Masters Olympia. For the people who don't know, the last Masters Olympia contest went down in 2012 and crowned Dexter Jackson as champion. In 2021, Branch Warren announced to fans that he wasn't coming back to the sport. He is maintaining a massive and ripped physique 7 years after he decided to stop competing. Branch Warren's finger is still on the sport's pulse, though he has dedicated a fair amount of time to kickstarting a beef jerky company called Wicked Cuts Jerky. Jay Cutler agrees that Branch brought one of his best overall packages to the 2009 Mr. Olympia show. Nevertheless, Jay Cutler felt he improved enough to take home first place.
And Lee Priest was like the talk then. And I always mentioned, anyone ever asked me who are the freakiest bodybuilders you've ever seen in real life, I cannot tell you how crazy Lee Priest was.
Was he one of your influences, even though you were around the same age?
He was one of these guys like, damn, like someone's bigger than me. You know how we used to compare, who's that guy if, when we were younger, right? And say, oh, he's 22. And like, man, I'm bigger than that at 22. Like, I used to always compare myself to the guys that were winning team nationals.
Yeah.
And Priest was just out of the next level, and he was like the talk of the town.
While Dennis James believes that in order for Lee Priest to be eligible to compete, he needs to make amends with the IFBB Pro League and ensure that he's in good standing. After taking part in a bodybuilding show for Wayne DeMilia, Lee Priest mentioned that he was banned from the IFBB Pro League for 1 year. After arguing the point, Lee Priest says the IFBB Pro League decided to make an example out of him for competing in other leagues and issued a lifetime ban as a result.
If you want a product promotion or a Instagram promotion, email me at theknowledgementor@gmail.com.